Hey everyone. So, like the title says, I am 36 years old and I am starting my life over. Now, the important element here is that it is all by choice, right? I have chosen this for myself. Um, it's a big step. It's pretty drastic. I've sold my car, my house, and everything in it, and I'm moving to another country, and I'm gonna have to figure something out. Putting myself in a position where I kind of have to. Now, I've been thinking about it, and there is a bit of irony to it because it's only 2 years ago when I finally got more or less everything that I wanted. Right? I mean, you always want a bigger house and nicer car and all that stuff, but at the same time, like the house that I did get, like I'm very happy with it. Right? Like no buyer's regret whatsoever. Very good quality build. The AC is so efficient. The insulation is great. The neighborhood is wonderful. Like, I legitimately love it. I've been here for like 2 years, 3 years, something like that. And yeah, like definitely the best purchase I've ever made. I can say the same thing about my car. Just love it. Great. Got the exact model that I wanted, when I wanted it, like how I wanted it. Got everything my way. I had like three desks in my office, and like I don't know, I like having desk space, and I finally got the desks that I really liked. It's great, very very wide or deep, however you want to look at it. Beautiful desk. Got a computer that I wanted, well optimized. Of course, you can pay like insane amounts of money, and there's always something greater and better out there. But I think I got like the best deal as far as the optimization between performance and price, right? Like just I was again very very happy with it, and it kind of hurt me to sell that. But I kept reminding myself, we shouldn't be attached to material things, right? There are other things in life that matter, and like essentially that's why I'm leaving, because I was getting no satisfaction from work. Not only that, like I was there were there are moments when I would catch myself thinking I actually hate it here, you know, and I think when you find yourself thinking that way, first kind of slow down and see if you're like just being a little dramatic. But if you really find yourself just hating being someplace, right, look for ways out, and there's got to be a way out, and it may not be an easy way, and may not necessarily be something you just want to do, but there's I think there's always a choice, right? We just don't always want to make it. But yeah, it's I don't know how long ago. Yeah, it's probably been around 2 years where I would just like catch myself thinking I hate it here, but also, so I would take it to the next level, and then I'd be like, well, I kind of hate myself for being here, right? Like I know that I don't like it already. Like I already knew that, but the fact that I'm still here, I'm like I'm just being a coward, right? And I did not like myself for that, and you know, then I would try apply to like jobs here and there, but nothing really ever happened. I feel like I'm in a very niche position, but I think we kind of maybe all of us kind of feel that way sometimes. I don't know. Everybody everybody does all things a little bit different, right? And everybody likes to pretend that their stuff is so special and so unique, and they're doing something, whatever. It's like it's all the same shit, more or less. And like, how do you explain to people, like, if you just like, I get things done, like I'm really good at just getting things done. Like I don't know how to express that in a resume or even in an interview. Like how do you tell people, like, yeah, you just kind of do things, right? Like you have to be able to demonstrate it somehow. In any case, um, I mean, it's been like, whew, 3 months ago when I finally made the decision, right? I'm like, okay, I'm gonna set a date where I quit no matter what, whether I find a job or not. And then, as soon as I made that decision, I was so happy. Like in that moment, Like I still remember that happiness that you feel so light, right? All of a sudden, like all the body, all the pain from your body just kind of goes away. I mean, some of it came back, but in that moment, you feel just so good, like to make that decision, right? And I didn't cry, but like I kind of felt like the almost had a tear, like like, almost. But it was a great feeling. And at first, I was just thinking maybe I can transfer to her sister company, right? Like they had a position open that I thought I'd be a good fit for, but that didn't happen. That didn't happen. And I think the management was kind of hoping that that would be the end of it. But I was like, listen, like I'm not staying either way. I'm still gonna leave. If and then I gave him like the date. I think it was like still a month out, right? So first I told him I'm applying to her sister company. Waited like 2-3 weeks. Nothing really happened. And so at that point, I told him like, okay, well, I'm still gonna leave no matter what. And then it was like another month out, right? And that's one of the many issues where like they were so dependent on me that I basically gave them like a 6-7 week notice, right? And they still were asking me to stay a few weeks longer. And then like there wasn't anything special about the date. It wasn't that I wasn't willing to work with them. Like I don't really had a conflict with the individuals. But I like, okay, well, I set the date, and like there's always a reason to stay. There's always an excuse. There's always something, right? And like, okay, this is it. I'm leaving, and that's done. Um, and then I gave myself about 4 weeks to find a job. Just I understand it can take like 6 months. It can take a year, sometimes longer. Like getting jobs these days are not super easy, right? And apparently most of them are fake anyways. Definitely a lot of scam, lots of scam. Like, I mean, I've applied to like a few hundred places. Uh, only so the real interviews, well, like real recruiters were probably like 2 or 3%, and then like another 10% is just scams, or some of them pretty, some of them are pretty simple, pretty basic. Others are a lot more elaborate. Um, but yeah, so after like 4 weeks, I'm like, okay, like I can stay. I can potentially stay here another 6 months, right? I can kind of survive. I got enough savings to last. But 6-7 months from now, if I still haven't found anything, now I can't afford to move, or it will. I probably could still figure something out, but it would be like a much tighter situation. And there are multiple ways you can approach this, right? Sometimes people say you have to commit 100% to a certain action, right? And I think there's truth to that, because when you have a backup plan, it does kind of relax you, right? Like, well, if it doesn't work, I got this other thing going. But also, yeah, in this particular situation, I didn't want to like bet everything on the fact that I'll find a good job within like a couple of months, right? And that's the thing. I didn't just want to get like some random job. I mean, maybe I would have been forced to do that, but like, I wanted to get something a little bit interesting, right? Something new. Like I want to learn to do something new, right? Like I don't want to do more of the same. Um, so nothing came up, and like the last interview I had was actually quite promising, but also didn't work out, and I began to feel these, the opportunity cost, right? Like, okay, now the longer I stay, I'm starting to I didn't sell my car for, like, I had a quote for X amount. And because of the interview, I'm like, well, I'm not going to quite sell my car yet. I might stay, at least in the country, not in the state, but in the country, but I could still keep my car. That didn't come through. And now my other quote was like $400 less. Like, okay, this is starting to cost me. I can't afford to mess around with these interviews anymore. I gotta go. I mean, I'm still hoping I can get some kind of remote job. That would be best case, but I'm pretty sure every single remote job out there right now, at least like every posting is some kind of scam. I mean, that's where all the scams are coming from, where remote job postings. But yeah, anyways, so finally made the decision and got everything in order. Turned my car in, got a rental, sold sold everything through Facebook Market, right? Yeah, I mean, it's awesome. It's like a digital garage sale, so it's great to get rid of everything. It's just like it's gonna be very cheap, very cheap. Although some items sold very well, very fast, and then other things it took me weeks to get rid of. And then actually my coffee table I ended up just giving away to a buddy of mine because yeah, I mean nobody was buying it. And so today is my last day. I am gonna pack my second bag. So I get two bags. I think it's like 45 pounds each. That's a bit, and a carry-on, and that's it. That's all I'm leaving with. That's gonna be everything I take with me. Everything that doesn't fit in the second bag, thrown away. The plan is to get to the airport a little bit early in case the bags are overweight. I'm not sure if you just pay a little extra for the heavier bags or they make you get rid of stuff. But I might have to actually, throw some more stuff away. God, there's so much stuff, so much stuff. And I don't even have a lot of stuff. I don't like having a lot of stuff. And still, I had so much stuff to throw away, give away, sell, whatever. Just, it's kind of absurd to be honest. But yeah, so tomorrow is the new beginning. And, I hope things work out somehow. But I'll make another video and, with some kind of an update. I mean, at least I think the first month is going to be great. I think I was going to be on adrenaline. I'm going to be walking around, exploring the places, doing all this stuff. So I'm pretty sure like the first month will be fine, and then we'll see how things go after that. All right. Well, I guess thank you for your time and for listening me ramble.